Okay, yeah, we're live again. Hello, guys, one more time. I don't know what time is now in your countries, but in Ukraine it's almost 10 p.m. and we're still full of energy because we actually discussing with you a really interesting topic that is on-demand problems and protocols for veneer bonding. So let's go straight to your questions because we have pretty few interesting questions here, and I would love to answer in my best way. Okay, so the first question is from Prodent. What is the name of the black box that you keep the veneers? It was the box, actually the manufacturer name is Smile Line, and the name of product, the name of this box is Veneer Me. The author of this box is Galib Gurel. Very interesting and very ergonomic actually device for preparing veneer surfaces and crown surfaces and overlay surfaces for bonding. It's actually I do recommend. Okay, so the next question is from Lika. If after cementation there is high spot when patient occlusion, can I grind from the veneers and how? So if you have to adjust occlusion after cementation, it's possible, no problem with this. In that case, you may use red and yellow diamond burrs with high water cooling also. And after making some adjustments, you have to take rubbers. You have to ask your dental technician exactly what kind of rubbers he uses to polish ceramic. So you have to use the same rubbers to polish in the same way. And ask your dental technician also to provide you paste. So you will polish it with rubbers and with the paste, same as your dental technician does in dental lab. So in this case, you'll get really highly polished surface, and there is no risk that opposite teeth will be worn out because of the scratched ceramic surface after occlusal adjustment. Okay, thanks for the question, by the way. Al-Hamed, I couldn't reach the live course, I'm waiting since an hour. All people were watching us live. Some people had some problems with access, but these problems were solved in advance in our like let's say by our team of support. So I think you should write down into the messenger where you was registered for this course. Jan Valando, if I'm pronouncing name correctly. So I have four questions. First question: what do you think of IvaClean from Ivaclar? It's for cleaning ceramic surface from contamination after intraoral try-in. It's a pretty good product, actually. Really good product, was designed for cleaning. Personally, I do not use this product. I don't feel any really necessity to use this product in my practice, but actually the product is pretty good. So if you use it, go ahead, it's good. If you don't have sandblaster, what is the alternative? For cleaning to surface, you can use pumice paste, or how to say, it's fluoride-free pastes, abrasive paste, just for cleaning and make some scrubbing on the surface. But the effect, it will be a little bit different because sandblaster actually is like a micro etcher, and you'll get a little bit different effect than in comparison with pastes. But if you don't have sandblaster, you can use this abrasive paste as not alternative, but like a step for cleaning of the tooth surface. And what I would like to say that sandblaster is pretty good investment. It does not cost so much, so I think that you can afford to buy a good sandblaster and you will enjoy doing sandblasting. M.Z. Thank you for the great video, love it. Thanks for your compliments, my dear colleague. I have two questions. What to do if we accidentally removed too much tooth structure? Okay, and the second question is, will you have inlay, onlay, overlay video, please? Thank you. So my friend, if you will remove too much tooth structures, unfortunately sometimes it happens, and you expose too much dentin, I prefer to go for IDS procedure that will give me a less postoperative sensitivity, and also it's proved scientifically and clinically that IDS gives you also better bonding to porcelain veneer. Regarding your second question about inlays and overlays, actually we are planning to do that type of videos in future. I cannot tell exactly when because we are continuing the big and powerful series about veneers. And the next series, by the way, the next online masterclass will be next month, and I would do announcement right now for you, for all of you who watch us live. You will get a special offer. The topic will be veneer preparation, the strategies and tactics of veneer preparations for posterior teeth. Will be molars and premolars, veneer preparations for that type of teeth, and we will do at least 3 different types, 3 different teeth. So keep in touch. Another question from Jan Valando. If we use highly filled flowable composite, do we need to bond the ceramic surface? You have to bond ceramic surface all the time. It doesn't matter what type of cement you use. The classic protocol, you add hydrofluoric acid, then you do silane, and then you can put bonding agent, or you can skip bonding agent, you can go straight to composite. So if the question was if you need to use bonding agent on ceramic surface if you use highly filled flowable composite, the answer will be you can do both ways. You can still put some bonding unfilled resin on veneer surface, dried and not light cure, or you can go straight to utilization of highly filled flowable composite. Personally, I prefer to put some bonding agent on ceramic surface, and then I go with my highly filled flowable composite. This is my preference. Another question is, there is a zirconia veneer. How do you manage the bonding cure during final placement since the light can't pass it? First of all, I'm not using zirconia as material for veneers. I don't believe in bonding, in the good bonding strands between zirconia and teeth. I'm really personally do not recommend you to use zirconia for veneers, not for crowns, for veneers. I do believe in glass ceramics, okay? When I can etch with hydrofluoric acid, I can use silane, and I can bond it properly. So this is my philosophy. No zirconia for veneers. That's it. Sakina, the question from Sakina, if a tooth is discolored, do you suggest masking cement? If so, would the translucency of veneer match the neighboring tooth? In case of discoloration, you have to discuss this case before with your dental technician. This is important because if you would decide to use masking cement, for example, which is opaque, you may make a mistake. So in this case, you have to provide to your dental technician information about existing color of the tooth. Okay, you will take some pictures. You can take pictures with shade guides, with core guides, and then dental technician will make a decision what type of ceramic he will have to use in order to mask this color. In some cases, you can do try-in. In some difficult cases, you can do try-in just to be really sure that everything is all right, and then you can reschedule your patient for final restorations. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't like to try to fix discoloration problems by cement color. We discuss with dental tech, and we try to fix this problem by ceramic material that my dental technician utilizes. This is our strategy, and it is much more predictable. Okay, Islam is having this question. What if I get space, like what happened with the veneers in this video? How to make sure that no space will be there between veneers after cementation? First of all, we used phantom, and teeth in phantom are not stable. This is the problem. When you put wedge, they will not go back sometimes. In patient cases, everything should be all right. So you have to be sure if veneer fit before you place rubber dam. Okay, so you do try-in. If they fit, if there is no space, perfect. Then you do a rubber dam isolation. And in case if you have tight interproximal contact, you have to put wedge. I was explaining this. You have to put wedge. This is really mandatory. And then if you will need to adjust interproximal contact, you will do it really super gently. Otherwise, I know that some people can do gently adjustment. Some people can just do a really rough and quick adjustment. In this case, you may lose it the proximal contacts, definitely. So what I suggest is to put wedge. If you can, then you put this 8 microns articulator paper, which is articulator foil between teeth. Then you move it between, remove, and actually the ideal contact is when articulator paper sliding slightly. It's not like a living, you can do easily backward and forward, but you can just, it gets some resistance, small slight resistance. This is the good interproximal contact. So in this case, you can be really sure. So after removal of the rubbidam, everything will be perfect. Okay, another question is from Ayman Hadi. Thank you for the very useful clinical tips. In case of misfit veneers during placement due to excess cement, you couldn't check the fit properly. So after cementation, is there any way to fix this problem? For the problem, there is another message from this participant. This problem, all other than rare, do the veneers again. If I understood the question correctly, you have to be really super sure that veneer fit before you do cementation. That's why we do two steps of try-in: before placement of the rubbidam and after placement of the rubbidam. So if you have a bad fit of veneer before you start case, just during try-in, you have to redo veneer. Don't try to fix it. And we do also second try-in with the rubbidam to be again sure that rubbidam didn't change position of the teeth, and we could expose margins by rubbidam isolation, so there is no interference between rubbidam and veneer. And after that, we just do cementation. And during cementation process, before light cure, we remove excess with brush, and we can again double check if veneer sits on the finish line as it's seated before putting cement in. So we have triple type of control under fit of veneer. So I don't know what you can do else. It may help you. Okay, another question from Jan Valando. What would happen if we etch using high percentage hydrofluoric acid, 9.5% on feldspathic ceramic? Actually, 9.5% of hydrofluoric acid was specifically designed for feldspathic ceramic. So for feldspathic ceramic, you can use 9.5% of hydrofluoric acid. Nothing will happen. But you have to use it just 60 or 90 seconds, none more. Another question from Mohammed. If we have bad placement of veneer after light curing, how to remove it safely? If there is a really bad placement after light curing, that means you didn't control placement well. I did my best to show you all the protocols, all the steps, how can you control and how can you be confident that your veneer sits correctly. 3 types of control. I explained you that. But if it happened, in this case you have to redo. Unfortunately, you have to redo. So it depends again how bad is the fit after cementation, but there are two options to redo veneer, to remove veneer. You prep again, okay? And another thing is you can use erbium or water lace, and you can remove veneer with a water lace. Milan, if veneer Emax is debonded, which one protocol do you use to rebond it again? In this case, if I have debonding, I do sandblasting because I have to clean the surface from previous cement, and then I go for the classic bonding protocol. So basically hydrofluoric acid, 20 seconds, 5%, rinsing, drying, then phosphoric acid just to remove salts if there are, and then rinsing, drying, then silane again, then unfilled bonding resin, dry, and then I use my composite cement for that. So the basic protocol. What is sandblasting? What is the sandblasting powder used? Is the question from Islam. Aluminum oxide. I'm using aluminum oxide, 27 microns. What about shade selection? What shade of cement do you usually use? my friends, I think that you did not listen me attentively during main session. So basically, I use the same shade of cement as my veneer. I explained you that. I use the same shade of cement that my veneer is. Ash, hi, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for watching us, my friend. Question from Ash. Would you ever do upper veneers where the lower incisor edges meet the veneer surface when patient closes in maximum intercuspation, instead of ideal of having lower incisor hitting upper palatal? So basically we have 3 points of view for that issue. First of all, some people say that ideal if teeth will touch tooth, when opposite tooth will touch opposite tooth surface. And others say that you can have opposite tooth touching ceramic surface, and these two groups of people, they don't like to get occlusal contact in between, in the area of junction between tooth surface and veneer surface on opposite tooth. And there is a third point of view, they don't care, so you can just do whatever you want, but you have to get stable occlusion, no super contacts, good protrusive movements, good lateral protrusive movement, canine guidance, so that will help. Ahmed asking me another question. Thank you for this rich webinar. My question is, thank you my friend also. The question is, do you have an advice regarding organizing instruments for saving time, and what time is needed for bonding 8 units in Maxim protocol? Actually, yes, we have sequence of instruments because every single procedure that we do has its own protocol. So every single step is predicted, and assistant knows every single step. So we have organized every single instrument. My protocol that I showed you is a little bit complicated, let's say a little bit complicated, but what is good from this protocol is that we can be really confident that we bond our veneer properly, and the fit of veneer also proper, and it sits on its own place. And as you may understand, trying to take a good care about these small things, it takes time. It takes time. So for 8 veneers, it depends also on the case, but I can say so one tooth may take from 10 to 30 minutes. It can be like that. So average time that I spend for veneer cementation for one tooth is about 15 minutes for one tooth. So you can calculate how long it will be for 8 teeth. Sorry. Sorry. So another question from Ahmed. Last question, can I reduce ceramic proximally with burrs rather than rubbers? You can use burrs at the first step, but this is super important, you have to use special rubbers to polish your ceramic afterwards. This is must. Elias, the question from Elias. Hi, when it comes to bonding ceramic, you use ceramic bonding only or the tooth adhesive system first and then the ceramic bonding? Or the tooth adhesive is sufficient without ceramic bonding? Thanks. It's a complicated question. I cannot get you. I explained you in very details the process I would do. For ceramic surface, let's do it one more time, just really quickly and roughly. Ceramic, we etch with ceramic, we etch with hydrofluoric acid, then we rinse, we dry, we put sealant, then we wait, then we put bonding agent, unfilled bonding agent, dry, and then we wait. Tooth, we do etching with phosphoric acid, then we do prime, then we do bond. If you have dentin open, you do prime. If no dentin open, you just do bonding, dry, not light cure, and then you use your resin cement that you put in ceramic, and then you bond your veneer with this resin cement over to a surface that is prepared for bonding. This is a really classic thing that I don't know why do you have still questions about that. Yemen, question from Yemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much as well. I want to ask is it necessary to do silane before bonding in 3M system, because the company told that only etching and bonding on ceramic surface. The new bonding from 3M, which is 3M single bond universal, they say that you can use it without silane. But to be honest with you, I actually don't believe in that. So I know that silane procedure and that protocol exists more than 25 years old, and it is proved scientifically and it is proved clinically. So I don't want to compromise anything in this good balance. So I use silane. Sakina, could phosphoric acid be used as an alternative to sandblasting? It's not an alternative. Sandblasting is not an alternative. Sandblasting is cleaning and making micro etching. Phosphoric acid etches, dissolves hydroxyapatite in enamel and in dentin. By this means, creating a lot of millions of poros inside where your bonding agent will go to make micromechanical retention. The process of sandblasting and the phosphoric acid is a bit different, so it's not an alternative. MZ, hi, if you do IDS, won't it be too thick layer with the cement flowable as well? Actually, we do IDS when we prep teeth. IDS we do during preparation or after preparation. But we do 2 steps of preparation, then we do IDS, and then we go for 3rd step of preparation when you will decontaminate enamel, refresh your finish line, and in this case you can control if you make IDS in correct way in terms not to change the design of your preparation. So we control this process in order not to get problems with the fit of the veneer, and then only after this we take impression. Okay, so after IDS we take impression. Actually, we do 1st and 2nd step of prep, then IDS, then 3rd step of preparation, then impression. Okay, then impression. If you want to learn more about preps, we have our webinars. We have recorded our online masterclasses in our educational online platform that you may find easily on our website, en.belograd.com, and you can go to online masterclasses or webinars. There is a folder, and you may find previous series about veneer preparations and technical aspects of preparation, clinical aspects of preparation, when we discussed and we showed, like today, every single step with a really detailed and clean comments about sequence and protocols. Okay, another question. Islam, been listening, my friend, but sometimes your pronunciation is unclear. Yeah, this is the problem because I'm not native speaker. I mean, the English is not my native language. That's why maybe sometimes I get some misspelling. But you know, sometimes when you listen the lecture or course by native speaker and they speak so fast, so sometimes it's difficult to understand actually what they are speaking about. Okay, so don't be upset. I'm not kidding. I'm joking. I'm kindly joking. Okay, great. So Manuel, greeting from Mexico. Hola, amigo. Ruta, hello. How are you, Ruta? I remember Ruta. She attended our course here in dental camp. So the question is, if we cement 8 veneers in one session, how do you prefer to start? From which tooth? If I cement multiple veneers, I prefer in most of the cases, let's say, in most of the cases, I prefer to start from central incisors. If I can fit them together, I do just 2 centrals, then I do 2 laterals, canines, premolars. So this is the sequence. Another question is by Ash, based on my previous question. Would you personally be happy to have lower incisor edges on unsupported ceramic veneer? It's not, look, ceramic veneer is already supported by bonding to enamel. So when you cement, when you bond your ceramic veneer, it becomes like a whole piece with a tooth, like a one biomechanical substrate. So it's supported. This is important to understand. Or would you prefer to crown, to have supported ceramic? So crown actually is not that, sometimes is not that supported as veneer, because in crowns, especially when you have a lot of dentin exposed, you may get get some deep bonding. So actually, I'm not worried to have contact in my ceramic veneer. I'm not worried in case, if occlusion is stable, okay? Again, protrusive, lateral protrusive, canine guidance, everything is perfect, so I'm not really worried to get some contacts in the veneer areas. No problem with that. Elias, what is the difference between putting one layer of silane and multiple layers of silane on ceramic veneers? When you put silane, you have to understand the principles of chemical adhesion that this silane gets. Only one molecular, molecule, right? If I'm pronouncing this correctly, molecule. One molecular layer of silane gets this bonding, that gets this chemical adhesion with glass. Imagine how thin this molecule layer, it's almost nothing. So if you will do, and the rest of silane, by the way, is inactive. And if you will have multiple layers, you create layers of inactive substrate that may compromise your bonding strength, by the way. So in this case, one layer, and it is recommended after full process of salinization to take some ethanol to remove this inactive layer of silane, and then you go for bonding. This is an interesting point of view, and it is also proved scientifically. Ash, also on a very discolored tooth, would you prefer to use opaque composite? Actually, I answered this question regarding discoloration. I answered this question. We do cases with discoloration, and all responsibility comes to dental technician. But from my side, I have to provide information about the tooth, and dental technicians select the proper ceramic opacity in order to get this case done. Okay, so personally, I'm not experimenting with opaque cements trying to mask discoloration. No, we select proper ceramic shade and also type of opacity of ceramics. Okay, Elias, again, one more question from this active guy. How thin we can grind the ceramic veneer after cementation to avoid later on fracture from occlusion? Theoretically, veneer, if veneer bonded to enamel, okay, theoretically the thickness can be 0.1 millimeter, okay. But what we do when we make adjustments of occlusion, this is the thing, okay. Most of the cases we do adjustments from palatal side or from incisal area, but in the frontal area, I do prefer to prep with butt joint, okay? So butt joint is just flat design of incisal edge. In this case, the thickness of ceramic, which is really thick piece of ceramic, is about 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters. So in that case, believe me, this ceramic is pretty strong. I'm not doing any incisal overlap, which means I do not do any finish lines when I do veneer preparations in lingual or in palatal side. In this case, when you do finish line in lingual and in palatal side, so ceramic may be really thin, and if you need to make any adjustments, you may get thin enough and make a compromise, occlusal compromise. Okay, my technical support say there was some technical problem. So again, butt joint, no occlusal, no incisal overlap, nothing from palatal side. Okay, this is important because in that cases when you do overlap and you have a ceramic in palatal side, I mean the finish line and ceramic goes there as the piece, separate piece to the palatal side. There are a lot of elastic deformation on tooth itself. Even with proper occlusion, you may get cracks because of the elastic deformation. So butt joint is the golden standard nowadays. We talk about this more during our previous online masterclasses. So I do really recommend you to attend these online masterclasses. The recordings are available on our webpage. MZ, if we are just trying with first veneer and we don't have a lot of money to invest into everything, are there any budget friendly tips you can mention? All these materials are costly and they add up. Look, hydrofluoric acid is must, silane is must, composite cement is must, phosphoric acid is must, adhesive is must. So normal good burrs for preparation must, hand pieces must. So where you want to save money? In sandblasting you can save money. You don't buy sandblasting right now, but then you will buy it later on. Okay, so just the rest that I mentioned, it's a must materials to bond your ceramics. So this is the thing. Okay, Jordan, if I'm pronouncing name correctly, the question is, I had a veneer case with a show out effect. You could see teeth under veneer, shine through. There was enough space, so did technician wrong ceramic? How to avoid show out effect? Thank you very much. Yeah, we were discussing this show out effect. If you gave enough space to your dental technician, which means before doing case, you discussed with your dental technician color change or color issues, and then your dental technician guided you regarding space or thickness of ceramic restoration that he has to have in order to change the color. And then you start preparing teeth considering that thickness. If you followed all the principles of preparation, controlling yourself by depth marking burrs with a silicone indexes, and you sure that you gave enough space to your dental technician, and during try-in you have this show out effect, this is problem from dental lab. Dental lab in this case has to redo veneers by their own cost. But if your dental technician guided you regarding the thickness of ceramics and you prepped but you didn't give your dental technician enough space, this is your fault. So in this case, when you have show out effect, again you have to send these veneers back to dental lab and redo them, but on your own cost, unfortunately. So you have to follow instructions of dental technician regarding the thickness that they need to have, and during preparation you have to get a really good culture of prep control with depth cutters, with mock-ups, with the silicone indexes. This is really important, and then you will have less problems with these show out effects. Ayman, can we do ceramic veneers in edge-to-edge occlusion? Actually, we can if this occlusion is stable, no chipping on patient's teeth, and you are not making veneers just longer. So in just the color changing cases, you can. So there is not strict contraindication. Okay, Ahmed, do you recommend the trend of direct composite injectable veneers? My friend, this is an online masterclass about bonding protocols of ceramic veneers. I don't do injectable composite veneers, honestly speaking. MZ, I love that you answer all our questions so helpfully and patently with many details. It's really nice, shows you care. Yeah, really, thank you very much. Because, you know, all your questions, all your feedbacks are really important for us, because everything we do it for you. And because of your requests, because of your demand, because of your passion of dentistry, we also grow. To be able to present to you interesting information, we have to grow as well. So it's like an exchanging of experiences and energy in dentistry. So thank you very much. Also, I like that you have very honest, impartial product recommendation, no advertisers. Actually, I do not belong to any company. And believe me, there are many companies that try to convince me to work with them, to promote their products. And I say to them, there is no best product in the market. Many products are similar. So there will be no advertisement. If you want, I'm speaking to companies. If you want to work with me, just okay, I'm okay with this. If you'll support us during courses, for example, but I would not really directly advertise your product. I will show that in this case, maybe I'll use this. It's good, but there are some alternatives. So people have to know also alternatives. This is the thing. I'm not commercial speaker. I'm independent. Okay, Shakina, what is your view on prepless veneers or so-called luminaires? Look, luminaires is the commercial name, but prepless veneers can be done without luminaires. Just normal veneer can be also non-prep. There are some cases, really, there are some cases when you can do prepless, when you have enough space. You can do prepless. So forget about luminaires. You can do prepless veneers, normal ones, feldspathic veneers or Emax veneers or LASIK veneers done in your dental lab. They can do these prepless things. But personally, what I think about prepless veneers, the problem with them is that in the area of transition to the sound tooth structures in cervical area, if there will be no finish line, you may get some overhang or over contour. So personally, I prefer to do in cases where I have enough space and I don't need actually to prep. I do just finish line. Okay, I just do finish line, and it helps my dental technician to understand where to finish and where to start veneer. And for me also, I will get really good emergent profile, good position of the veneer, the control procedure. Let's say. Ability to control process of cementation, etc., etc., etc. So I do prefer to do some finish lines. Milan, I'm sandblasting with 15 microns. Is that bad? And my sandblaster has no water. I have aluminum oxide everywhere. How to avoid that? Yes, Milan, this is the problem with the sandblasters without water, because I worked actually with that type of sandblasters recently, and I had the same problem that aluminum oxide was really everywhere. Then I invested, I got some money, I earned some money and bought a sandblaster with water. So my recommendation is to go for a sandblaster with water. Regarding 50 microns, for some really thin enamel areas, it's pretty big diameter, because you can actually chip your enamel with that particles, but honestly speaking, there is no that significant difference between this 27 microns and 50 microns. 27 is less aggressive, let's say, less aggressive. This is the thing. Okay, Ruta, do you give any special regime for your patient at day one with veneers? Maybe what to be careful or to avoid staining drinks, food, etc. So basically, there is no special regime after cementation. The patient can eat everything, drink everything. The only thing is that I say to my patients that they have to be really careful in terms of their hard food, because I know that some people they like to grind with their teeth some bones, or some croissants that are really hard. So in this case, I say that you can break your own teeth with this hard food. So just be careful with your new smile. Be careful, be gentle, and this smile will last for many, many years. Lika says, thank you, Sir. Thank you also, Lika. I think that we actually answered all questions that were here. A lot of questions. I think there was nice discussion. I hope that I gave you enough answers. Okay, there is another one from MZ. Some people say heated flowable composite make the layer too thick and too rigid to bond veneers. What do you think of that? It's not, you didn't get it, not heated flowable composite, okay? Some people use to bond veneers or crowns with heated packable composite, normal paste composite. In this case, you may compromise fit, definitely, because it's difficult. It's rigid composite. So I do not recommend to use this rigid, let's say, composite, even if it is heated. But flowable composite, highly filled flowable composite, you don't need to heat it. It's flowable. You can use this flowable composite, highly filled flowable composite, to bond your veneers in easy way. So don't worry regarding the thick layer with a highly flowable composite. This is not the same as normal packable heated composite. It is not the same. Another question, I cannot read the name. It is in Arabic. Even though I try to read from right to left, still I cannot. Is the type of veneer prep affect the cementation? The type of the design of preparation may affect fit of your veneer if you prep very badly or you do a lot of undercuts, sharp angles, etc. But cementation procedure is the same. The protocol is the same. Elias, the question from this guy: what is the longest lifetime of veneer you know, and what did you notice changes about those cases like gingival recession, etc.? I can say from my experience I have follow-up about 10-11 years, but I know some dentists that I learned from with follow-ups 25-30 years, imagine that. And regarding recession in that term, just imagine yourself. I see your face. You are pretty nice-looking young guy. But imagine yourself in 30 years, if there will be changes or not. There will be changes definitely, and you may get some recession because of the age. So, unfortunately, we are not getting younger. We are getting older, and our skin and our gum also. So, in that case, you may change veneers. By the way, but I know pretty few dentists with that huge, tremendous clinical follow-ups of porcelain veneers, even when dentine adhesives were not on the market. Imagine that. Do you gingivectomy by yourself or do you transfer? How long you wait after gingivectomy with veneers? It depends. Gingivectomy or crown lengthening. If I need just to do a gingivectomy, which is inside sulcus, I can do myself. If I need to do crown lengthening, I refer. And in this case, for crown lengthening, we wait 5-6 months. What is the lumineers? Yeah, man, please Google lumineers. But believe me, it's not the real dentistry that you need to follow. Just Google it to understand what is lumineer. But for real dentistry, for clinical based dentistry, you don't need it. Okay, so my friends, was really happy to communicate with you, to answer all of your questions. Keep in touch. Next month we will have a really good another online masterclass with the same environment, with the same strategies, with the same way of education, with the same way of presentation. No theory, just demonstration over shoulder procedures. There will be veneer preparation strategies for posterior teeth, molars and premolars. I really wish you a pleasant stay in your home. If you are still in evening time, enjoy, get energy for tomorrow working day, and I wish you not to have any debonding. I wish you not to have any postoperative sensitivity. I wish you longevity of your porcelain veneers. I wish you confidence, and I wish you, my friends, all the best, and may the force be with you. Keep in touch. My name is Maxim Belograd, and see you next time. Bye.